Good day, everyone. First, I would like to introduce myself. I am the group leader. I am Kim Mimay. Together with my group mates, we are presenting the case study 8. It's more fun in the Philippines. Countries pride themselves on their culture and traditions. Introducing to this world, this is one of the purest form of dignity that can proclaim as their very own. In tourism industry, cultural tourism is one of the major attractions for travelers all over. Travelers are interested in lifestyle and story of people, also with the history, their art, their architecture, as well as their religion. When we talk about the Culturally Modified, it is a quarterly online publications about the world's cultural resources, both physically and intangible. And these are the seven recommended destinations for cultural tourism. Number one, we have Lombok, Indonesia. Number two, we have Latvia. Number three, we had Haida Gwaii, British Columbia. Number four, Northern Sri Lanka. Number five, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Number six, we have Lago Maggiore, Italy. Seven, Madagascar. For TripAdvisor, on the other hand, the 10 most popular destination for cultural tourism in the world is number 1, Vatican City. Number 2, we have Chicago Architecture River Cruise. Number 3, Ancient Rome and the Colosseum. Number 4, Rome. Number 5, Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, Spain. Number 6, the Eiffel Tower. Number 7, we have Empire State Building. Number 8, Murano, Burano, and Torcello and Venice. And number 9, we have Tuscany. Number 10, Warner Brothers Studio Tour in London. So we have in the Philippines naman, these are the 10 destinations for cultural tourism. Number 1, we have Cebu City, known for Basilica del Santo Niño and Magellan's Cross. Number 2, we have Intramuros, Manila, known for Manila Cathedral, San Agustin Church, and the Port Santiago. Number 3, we have the University of Santo Tomas. Number 4, the Banawi Rice Terraces, Mountain Province. And number 5, we have Rizal Park. Number 6, we have Baguio City, known for Baguio Cathedral and Camp John Hay. Number 7, Bohol Province, known for multiple churches. Number 8, the Bigan City, Ilocos Sur. Number 9, the Corigor Island. And lastly, we have 10, National Museum of the Philippines, Manila. In discussion about culture and traditions, we have to have macro and micro view on the culture and traditions. Those, the enumeration I said is when it comes to culture and traditions, countries compete for the attention of the world's traveler. The countries want travelers to experience what they have to live through and experience themselves by sharing these valuable assets, tangible and intangible, as to um, as to many people possible.
Hi, my name is Katrina Nicole Vera Flores. I am a presenter too. However, some traditions are so controversial that they often invite criticism from others outside the tradition. All in all, everyone is entitled to observe and enjoy what is theirs. One controversial example of a centuries old tradition is the Fiesta of San Fermin in Pamplona, Spain, where the very famous running of the bulls happens every year from July 6 to 14. In this festival, the bulls are set free in the streets leading to the bullyard with Spanish males in front of them running for their lives. Many Spanish males have died, gorged by these angry bulls, but since it is their culture and it is a tradition, they take these deaths as part of the whole exercise and experience. Nobody is complaining. That will not stop the Spanish males from risking their lives. A popular tradition practiced in the USA is observed every last Thursday of November of Thanksgiving Day. The whole nation pauses to celebrate this day. No table will pass without the ubiquitous turkey. To many Americans, Thanksgiving Day is a bigger event than Christmas or New Year. In the Philippines, among the most observed tradition by the majority of the Catholic population is the 9-day Simbang Gabi from December 16 to 24. Filipinos look forward to these 9 days in December when the weather is colder and our favorite bibingka and puto bumbong are there for the taking. Another popular tradition in the Philippines is found in every town and city, the ubiquitous fiesta. This is a very good excuse to celebrate, be merry, indulge in the food and drink, and get intoxicated. But all this is part of the culture and tradition of the specific towns and cities. For the public, there are no rules on how one chooses to be merry and celebrate. The examples above present an idea about the importance of how culture and tradition play a role in every person's life. How this tradition plays into the performance of our roles as tourism professionals is the interesting part of this discourse. And thank you.
Tourism professionals should be willing to share stories of their local customs and tradition with both their peers and their customers or guests. This way, more people will have an awareness about a particular town or city, and why the residents choose to celebrate their fiesta in fashion. In the same token, this tourism professional must be ready and willing to listen to the stories of their peer and guests as well. Sharing of these cultures and tradition is the wonderful way to get to know more about different people and places. Sabi dito, dapat daw ang mga tourism professional ay handang ibahagi ang mga kwento ng lokal na kaugalian at tradition, hindi lamang sa kanilang mga katrabaho, kundi pati na rin sa kanilang mga bisita. Ang pagpapalitan nga daw po ng kultura at tradition ay mahalaga upang mapalaganap ang mas malalim na pag-unawa at pagpapahalaga sa mga natatanging kultura ng bawat bayan o lungsod. There are instances, though, when the celebration of this tradition become a hindrance in the workplace. Take for example, the consequence of being drunk after too much drinking during the fiestas. Pagkakataon din daw na ang pagdiriwang ng mga tradisyon ay nagiging hadlang sa lugar ng trabaho. Halimbawa, pagiging lasing matapos uminom ng labis sa fiesta. Tumataas ang bilang ng mga absent sa trabaho dahil hindi nakapasok ang mga empleyado kinabukasan. Mas malala pa rito ay ang kanilang pagliban ay umaabot pa ng 1 o 2 araw dahil sa hangover mula sa fiesta. Every management has had challenges in dealing with these instances, including the advance request for leaves on these special occasions. The problem arises when the dates requested happen to be peak days for the establishment and absence or leaves are not allowed. Lahat daw po ng management ay nahihirapan sa pagharap sa hamon ng mga paunang kahilingan para sa bakasyon, lalo na kung ang piyesta ay tumutugma sa mga fixed days ng establishment. An excellent example for a Filipino Catholic devotee is the Black Nazarene of Quiapo Church in Manila. Every year, January 9 is the day permanently marked in their calendar, and no company policy can stop them from being absent or on leave on this day. Another Catholic devotion that many observe with a passion is the 4 days of Holy Week: Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Black Saturday, and Easter Sunday. Ang devotion sa Itim na Nazareno ng Quiapo ay isa sa pinakapopular at pinakasikat na devotion ng Katoliko sa bansa. Ito ay gumagamit ng Holy Week or Semana Santa upang magbakasyon, mag-obserba ng mga ritual at manatili sa bahay. Cultures and tradition are ingrained in each of us without expectation. For the tourism professional, these are great tools that can be nurtured and proudly proclaimed to be as many as possible. One does not need to learn this anymore. They are already part of our DNA. Use them positively. Ang mga kultura nga daw po at tradition ay likas na sa atin at isang mahalagang yaman na maaaring ipagmalaki at gamitin ng positibo ng mga professional na turismo.
Since Filipino Festas occur almost daily from January 1 to December 31, let us review which all of these festas are the most popular not only to Filipinos but to foreigners as well. Here are the top 10 festas in our country according to multi-awarded travel portal Our Assam Planet. Number 1, Dinagyang Festival, Iloilo City, every 4th Sunday of January. Number 2, Sinulog Festival, Cebu City, every 3rd Sunday of January. Number 3, Ati-Atiang Festival, Kalibo City, every 3rd Sunday of January. Number 4, Pahiyas Festival, Lokban, Quezon, every 15th of May. Number 5, Mascara Festival, Bacolod City, every 3rd weekend of October. Number 6, Panagbenga Festival, Baguio City, every last Sunday of February. Number 7, Hot Air Balloon Festival, Clark Angelo City, Thursday to Sunday on the 2nd or 3rd week of February. Number 8, Kadayawan Festival, Davao City, every 3rd weekend of August. Number 9, Ligligang Parol, San Fernando City, every 2nd Sunday of December. Number 10, Kadot Crucifixion, San Fernando City, every Good Friday at 3 p.m. At the minimum, inaasahan pamilyar ka sa lahat ng 10 pesta na ito sa iyong trabaho bilang isang professional sa turismo. It will always be a pleasurable experience when you can discuss your culture and traditions with as many of your customers or guests as possible. Sa ganitong paraan, malayang sasabihin sa iyo na iyong mga customer or bisita ang tukol din sa kanilang kultura at tradisyon. Kung nagawa natin ilista ang 10 sa pinakasikat na festa sa bansa, which are all very deeply rooted in our Filipino culture, what about the most revered traditions? Nagagawa pa rin ba hanggang ngayon? Here are the top 5 traditions of Filipinos in general. There are, in truth, more than this, except that many others are no longer being practiced. Sa katunayan, sa 5 nabanggit dito, sa numero 2 at 3 ay halos nawawala na. Number 1, Bayanihan. The original concept of bayanihan was when the whole barrio would help a neighbor move his nipahat by carrying this on their shoulders to the new home location. Nowadays, bayanihan is synonymous with our trait of national helpfulness, pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan sa oras ng pangangailangan. Number 2, Harana. This is the traditional form of courtship where the man will sing and woo the woman outside her window at night. Number 3, Panilbihan is another traditional form of courtship where the man will serve the woman's family by doing manual tasks like cutting wood for cooking and fetching water. Number 4, Sukob. This is the belief that it is unlucky to be married in the same year as another family member's marriage. And number 5, Pagmamano. This is the action of placing the back of the palm of an elder's hand on your forehead as a sign of respect. In this chapter, we discuss simple and complex cultural diversities. Most of the discussions focus on what tourism professionals should be prepared for in the different tourism professions. You will start experiencing once you graduate from your tourism and human resource management courses.